Yes, drum nerds, drum nerdesses, like, subscribe. We are hitting already 2,896 subscribers. We are ever so close. 104 subscribers away from that 3K. So let's really ramp that up by the end of this year. Right. So this is a new one. This is a first. This is, I don't know how I'm saying this properly or not, but MIRABI frame. I had, as you might know if you saw the stream this weekend, I had a subscriber email me with links to his band or her band. I'm not entirely sure because I think there's a multi-gendered group, if I'm not mistaken, based out of Italy and Japan. I don't know where the home base is, but if you guys in the band could let me know a bit more, let me understand this. But I'm ready to go. I'm excited for this. We don't know what we're going to get. I have no clue, but maybe it'll become a feature regularly on this channel. So show them some support and some love. Let's get into it. Okay. You know what? I've mute. Drum nerd's an idiot. I had the computer on mute. I hope you heard everything I said before then. Yeah, you would have. If you didn't, like and subscribe. God, I hope you did. Very enjoyable riff. We went from English to Japanese, I'm assuming. I don't know if Becco is the English one or the Japanese one. The drums are fantastic. I just wish they were a bit higher up in the mix. I don't know if they are, and that's just my end. But yeah, no, if they could be a bit more forward. But obviously when you record things, you have your own desired taste, so that's obviously what the band wants. It's not that they're wrong. I'm feeling getting a bit of like Biffy Clyro and Tool, not in terms of the stylistic, but in terms of that math style rock, which I like. See right there, so if I really don't want to say, I mean, so if the drums were higher up in the mix, you'd be able to hear the hi-hats a little bit more. And again, none of this is to be disparaging or shitting on the band or their engineer or any of that, because they have their remit and that's what they want. I'm just a lover of higher up drums in the mix, but now we've come into what is a bit more straight time in this in what I would imagine we're getting into. Could be the chorus. Let's have it go. Yeah. So that was cool. A little bit of a break. Nice transition filled groove. So there's definitely a crash being used in there, but it's very blended in. I'm trying to hear that and bring it forward, but it sounds like it's being held onto a crash there. But very much you can hear the groove. So if you look at it here, so here's going to be a bit of a nerdy breakdown here. So when you look at jazz, for example, you're not concerned about the bass drum. You're not really concerned about the snare drum. And I don't want anybody to come in and go, well, you've just said a bunch of horse shit there. That's not true, because you use those sections of the kit. Yeah, you do. But if you were to look at a gradient of volume importance, your ride cymbal is your backbeat. And in metal and in rock and in funk and in all these other grooves, your snare drum is your backbeat. But when you're holding down time, you're really driving that song in the jazz world with your ride and your hi-hat. So from what Bob was learning onto me is ride, volume, top, second place hi-hat, third place snare drum, fourth place bass drum. And so you almost just feel the bass drum. You don't even hear it in a sense, right? And the snare is just above that, but not so much so that it's miles apart. But you're really, so what I'm saying really is you're flipping. We've inverted the volume and the importance. So with this being quite metal, you're getting a lot of that low end double kick, snare drum that's pushing forward, and so that's maybe where this stylistic choice to pull the cymbals back was maybe made. But again, I really feel, I never thought I would need to say this. If I say I like mustard, it must mean by everybody's account that I hate ketchup. That's not what I'm saying. When I'm saying these things, I'm just explaining why there might be a stylistic decision made to pull things back, right? I'm not saying this is just out of poor production. That's not at all what I'm getting at here. And we all come from different camps, so we can all appreciate different sonic recordings. But I really do like the drum pattern. And a little bit of Alexis on Fire, or Alex is on Fire, however you want to say that, with that kind of singing and that clean sing and the throaty screaming, which I quite like as well. Now, I'm not saying this because I think it's the case, but let me know if these are MIDI drums / triggered drums, or if they are in fact a real drum kit, because I don't know any of what it is you as the band do. I don't know, because you're in Japan and Italy, if some of these things are triggered in. I don't know. I'm not accusing anybody of using triggered drums or MIDI drums, although if they are, well done me for potentially discovering that. But I don't think they are. I would like to know. It would be good to know. See, that bit, I'm a fan of that when it comes a bit more time. I'm a fan of that. I'm not saying everything else isn't done in time. I mean, when you can hear the definability of, now this is, I know that I'm going to mess my words up, so it's not even worth saying, but when everything, because everything's kind of coming at you, so when you can really kind of have those layers be more defined in this kind of verse, what I'm imagining would be either, well, I don't know if this is the chorus or if this is a pre-chorus. I think this is the chorus. See, now now the double pedal is just unleashing. That was a very sexy part. That was a very sexy, kind of middle eight, I guess you would call that. So now we've put the snare drum on all the quarters. So that snare drum on all quarters gives you that sense of urgency, because up until this point in the song, we haven't had that snare drum being on all quarters. Sometimes it's done a few kind of, here and there, tastefully being played and placed to break up the beat in a sense and act as a fill while still maintaining time. But when you start throwing down snare on 4 to the, effectively it becomes 4, not to the floor, but 4 to the snare really, on every quarter, that gives that sense of urgency, so it creates that intense build-up. And then 16th sounding bass drum. Ooh, there was just an absolute silence. That's an effect that I quite like, where it just went and it stopped. That was a very, very enjoyable way to kind of, it comes out of left field. But yeah, when you're rolling those 16s on the pedal there, it sounded like it was just, yeah. So when you're throwing down 16ths and you're doing the, obviously those limbs were opposite, right? Very awkward foot, no pedal, double pedal drumming. In the morning, wow, what lows have I sunk into? In any event, that was kind of what you're looking at, and it's very, very enjoyable, that. Well, that is that song. I don't have anything more to add. I don't know if the comments that I did add have been taken or perceived to be negative. They were not intended to be negative. My comments were perceived only as what I'm hearing objectively and opinions off of what style this is obviously living in. So in the metal genre, I'm imagining you are all classing yourselves as a metal genre band style or math rock. I don't quite know, but that is where you get quite a lot of low end from what I've understood, from what I've heard. Certainly when you look at the correspondence to jazz, you've got a lot of top end there from the kit. And there's not a right and there's not a wrong. It's whatever you're feeling and what works for the genre that you're in. So I was actually quite enjoying that. I did enjoy that. I don't know, well, obviously I don't know a goddamn word that was sung when it was in Japanese. And that's, I mean, I don't know how anybody could give somebody from a small town in Canada a hard time for not understanding Japanese, but the internet works in mysterious ways. If you could, comment below, let me know the lyrics directly from the band or a fan of the band that knows this. But yes, I have subscribed. I enjoy that. I will be looking forward to maybe a music video when I can actually see the drums. That would be where I would really start digging in and understanding a bit better about what's happening. But I very much enjoyed that. So I will sign off there. This is a 13.5-minute video. Right, we're going to do a live stream next weekend. Possibly. Got a busy schedule these coming days, but live stream seems to be where it's at. So I will do my very best to nail down a date and then put that out in enough advance for everybody to join. I really do hope to see you in that. Right, without further ado, do something nice for somebody you don't know. Be kind, be polite, be well, and keep your stick on the ice.